What is up, YouTube? Skiz1 here, and today I have a review for you of the OTR 160 paint marker, the empty version. Testing an empty version here, the only thing I'm really worried about when I'm sort of reviewing empty markers is just how the actual marker works, like if it flows properly, if the nib holds up, because of course the ink's gonna hold up as well as whatever you put into it. So quickly I'll just show you it's really small, very compact. The nib, it's a nice chisel tip nib there, so you can see the nib is really hard. It's not at all squishy or anything. Some of them are a bit softer than this kind of nib, but it's the same type of chisel tip on both ends. You can see in there. So you unscrew it. You have this here little valve system, so this basically gets compressed and lets a bit of the ink up or whatever you put in it. It has these two little mixing balls in there, basically just clear marble type things. I picked this up at bombingscience.com. You can get it for around $4. Yeah, honestly, there's not too much to say about an empty marker. I'm going to be testing it out with On the Run Flow Pen ink. I figured it's an On the Run product, so we'll try it out with some On the Run ink. But yeah, I'm just going to test this out quickly, and we're going to see, just make sure the nib holds up well and make sure there's no problems with the valve system, make sure everything flows real nicely, and yeah, then I'll tell you guys more about what I think. Alright, so I filled this up. I didn't mention before, but the nib is 0.6 inch, which is a fairly normal size nib. So yeah, we're just going to test it out on some cardboard here. Might try like wood after, something like that, but we're just going to see how many tags we can get out of this, because this is a really small thing. I'm not exactly sure how many milliliters it holds, but let's see what we can get out of it. So yeah, the ink of course is ink, so it's not really gonna like cover anything, but the nib's holding up just fine. I honestly don't really like how hard the nib is. A lot of I sort of like the markers that come with the softer ones, like Markwell and that kind of thing. They're cheaper markers, but the nibs being softer, they're just sort of easier to control, I find. But that being said, it's holding up just fine. It's doing its job, so let's try a few more. Got a nice little piece of plywood here. Sorry, that tag was sort of off camera, but nib is just fine writing on wood, so that's cool. Valve system's very efficient. You can pump out as much or as little as you want. You can see it's working just fine. So I'm really impressed with this, honestly. For an empty marker, you can't really judge too much about it, but for what you can judge, I give this solid 5 out of 5. I'll find a bit of metal and we'll try and see if we can get a bit of drips. With what's left in here, there's, as you can see, not a ton. I'd say like a third full. And I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tags with this. So let's see. Alright, so since we're out here, I'm going to try it out on some rust and see what it can do to rust. This is going to be totally whack, but there, we're getting some nice drips there. Yeah, you just gotta like hold it down a bit. Yeah, again, nib doing just fine on rust, so that's real impressive. Let's try one more. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, writes nice and smooth on metal like it should. The nib, after all that, is just fine. I could probably squeeze, I'm guessing, like 3-4 more like solid drippy tags out of this. So I'd say one fill with this, with ink anyway, you'll get 10 to 15 tags out of it. That's pretty nice. The nib is great quality to hold up no matter what you're writing on, apparently. And yeah, the valve system works nice, very efficiently. I'm very happy with this. I'd give this marker, for an empty marker, a 5 out of 5. So yeah, great product. Stay tuned for more videos, and until my next video, peace.